to caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the official podcast of, do I have to say it? GeoWoodstock 18, right here in the Great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're visiting your neighbor, just because their house is air conditioned, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Luckily, the neighbor's on vacation doesn't know I'm visiting their home, but never mind.
That key's coming back. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
They're asking for the key back.
Hey, but tonight we're talking about, well, that GeoWoodstock thing you just mentioned. I've heard little things about it, and we're going to talk about it tonight, hour by hour, maybe even minute by minute.
Oh, let's do it.
By minute. No, that's not it. Hour by hour at GeoWoodstock with the core event planning team. That's them up in the top row here, if you're watching the video. You know, because Canada's up north. And here's a shocker, surprise, live audience. We want to hear from you because, you know, nobody wants to hear from us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from those planning folks and from the live audience. Us guys down here? No. Yeah. So, but as always, it's time to bring in our event ape. Some say he wears tap shoes in the forest. And others say, well, his friends call him TJ Maxx because his clothes are half off. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Guess I better not stand up tonight.
Saying,
well, you are podcasting.
Good to be back on a Thursday night with my friends. We got Jim and Chris, and it's the podcast team, and we got the chat lackey in the background making hand gestures, and we're just ignoring them like we always do.
They're not nice hand gestures. He's being mean.
And then we've got our guests, Helen and Chris. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
To be here.
This is like a family reunion for me. This is awesome. All right. Hey, and tonight we are definitely talking about GeoWoodstock. But before we do that, well, a word from our sponsors. And first of all, a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons, all of you who help to keep the podcast coming each and every week. And a special thanks to Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. Hey, Land Sharks has to say, now, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it for you?
Well, let them say it.
Can you?
I can. It's right there. It's in my notes. If you like GeoWoodstock trackables, and if you like Pacific Northwest whales, that's a big hint. Make sure and stop by our booth at GeoWoodstock. We're going to have some new product that we're launching there. It'll be the first time you see it. And also, we have some really cool geocaching head wraps in 3 colors. So those will be the first time we've ever had those. Yeah. So stop by and check them out.
So a head wrap, is that different than a hat?
You should grab one.
I can grab one.
Here,
All right, go grab
yeah.
one.
I how to put it on.
While Helen's doing that, we also want to thank our other corporate Denali level sponsor, which is Gold Country Geotourism.
I think
Right.
do this or something like that.
Well, there you go. That's
There we
perfect.
are.
That's like that.
Yeah.
Just to
like
make
that.
my head a different color.
It's
used
a
if
head
you
wrap.
need it
Just
to rob a bank.
Or go to a Canucks game.
Yeah,
Got
or I
it.
can put my ponytail in it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could.
There
Yeah.
you go.
that's different than like a chicken Caesar wrap. That's a head wrap.
It is.
There you go.
it's a
It's a
head
head
wrap.
wrap. And we
And
have
if
them
you
in
get-
3 colors.
If you get it, yeah, I was gonna say, if you get it from Land Sharks, you get the extra vowel in colors. So U.S. people are
You
really
do.
getting a bonus.
There you go.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
3 colors. All right. And as I was saying, of course, Gold Country Geotourism. Visit exploregoldcountry.com. Learn more about the geotour in the region, and go back a few episodes where Gold Country was on the podcast, giving us all kinds of great tips and tricks for making your visit up to Gold Country. And I know at least a couple of folks who are watching the podcast tonight are planning to do a little trip up to Gold Country while they come out for GeoWoodstock. So hope your trip goes well. Hope Helen can figure out what she's doing with her head. And if you want to know more about supporting this show, well, put something on your head and then click the Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website.
Okay, the
Helen's
entertainment
head
is done for the evening.
wrapped.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a wrap.
Oh, hey, folks, if you want to join in tonight's chat, use the hashtag GW, which would mean
Go west.
go west. Okay.
Oh.
Young man. Go
I
west.
say
Go
it's the ends of glow, which we're not doing
Oh.
tonight. We're skipping the glow.
Well, it's the high points because the low is in the middle.
There you go. It's the opposite of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. That was too many letters there, Land Monkey. I couldn't read them all.
But you just need the first two.
Oh, Gwixby.
GWXVIII.
Yeah, Quicksby.
It's Gwixby. We got it.
Quixby. Okay.
Cool things.
And of course, if you have anything you want to talk about that's outside of the topic tonight, I don't know why anybody would want to talk about anything but GeoWoodstock, but perhaps there is something. You can use the hashtag FITAS to mention that. And of course, use the hashtag podcast baking and tell us what you've got cooking tonight.
I'm hungry already. It's always delicious, whatever they describe.
For sure. Yeah. And, we were as Witsen said earlier, going to bypass news and glow tonight and just get right into the content because we know you're all here to hear about GeoWoodstock and what's going on. So we're going to make sure we get to that as quickly as possible. But boy, it's less than a month away now, so it's coming up fast.
I need to interrupt quickly. Butterfly Girl says, I didn't realize it was much more entertaining to watch the videos than just to listen to the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
No, it was awesome.
Why are you apologizing for entertainment?
Somebody in the chat is actually going to be on the main stage.
Another Chris.
Another Chris I saw in the chat is going to be on the main stage at GeoWoodstock.
There you go. We'll have to get to that.
Yes.
In fact, I think all three Chris's on the podcast tonight are going to be on the main stage at some point.
Yes.
So there you go.
All three Chris's. Okay. I only go to
Other
events in
Chris
Canada
Chris as
if
well.
there's at least 4 Chris's. You know,
I'm sure there'll be more than 4.
we've held events with 5 Chris's.
There you go.
You can't have enough.
So this is a giga event. There should be at least 1,000 Chris's.
Yes.
Anyways,
That's-
Jim,
Sorry.
save us.
I don't know. I'm just kind of letting you guys go. I was actually kind of hoping that Helen would try to put the thing back on her head again. 'Cause it was
Okay,
really-
I know. I'll figure
No,
it
it's
out.
fine.
He's done it
Stretch
successfully.
enough.
I've done it when I'm not on a podcast. I can do it just sitting at my desk.
Oh, you don't have to. It's just great to see you guys here. We want to welcome you back to the podcast because it's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost track because my schedule is all out of whack here. But regardless of how long it's been too long. And welcome back. And maybe there's somebody listening, watching that isn't familiar with who you are. So why don't you give us real quick who you are, where you're from, and all that great stuff. And make sure to include your ATM pin and your mother's maiden name too.
Yeah. Okay, the ATM pin is.
Oh yeah, that one.
And then,
Yeah.
so it says Busy Beaver Chris. So the Busy Beavers are the 3 main organizers for GeoWoodstock, and I'm Chris.
I'm
And that's
Helen.
that's not Chris. That's Helen.
I'm Helen.
And so it says Busy Beaver Chris, but actually should say Busy
Busy
Beavers,
Beavers, Chris and Helen.
And we are Land Sharks, is our geocaching name. We own landsharks.ca, the geocaching store. We do Land Sharks travel with all cruises all over the world, and geocaching cruises. And we've been geocaching since 2000 and something,
5.
5.
Yeah.
And we live in Victoria, BC, where it's always sunny.
Yeah.
Never rains here.
No, not for a while.
No.
And we like to travel and geocache. We've been to like 46 countries. I think we've cached in now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we're hosting GeoWoodstock with
Jay.
Jay.
That way.
That way. That guy.
Everything's backwards.
That guy up there.
Yeah, we've
That's
been involved in quite a few mega events before, and so this is our first giga, and it's scary, but we got it. We got it.
Well, it's scary. It's just a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah,
Giga amount of work.
we'll try this
Yeah.
again.
Gig work.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a tough gig.
Hey,
It's
I
a tough
got
gig.
it.
There we go.
Okay, it can
Well
be
done.
a 2. I wore one of these for like 4 days when I hiked Cape Scott. I think I wore it all day and all night. It's just, yeah, it's a cute little toque. Anyway, it keeps your neck warm. You can wear it at night when you're sleeping. There, I did it, Dora Moore.
Perfect. Yeah. I was just going to say, for those, I think anybody who watches the podcast knows who I am, but in context of tonight, I am of two hats tonight.
Oh, yeah.
One hat as podcast host, but the other hat as one of the three busy beavers helping to plan and put on GeoWoodstock. So I'm going to be kind of a little bit more like a guest tonight, and
You're going to be a little more cagey than normal.
Yeah.
No, I'm always
going to answer his own questions.
He's going to talk to himself.
What did you think about this? Oh, I think it's very good. Oh, very good.
He does that every week.
Yeah.
That's the smartest thing I've heard all week. You're right. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, just remember I can mute. Okay. Now, GeoWoodstock 18 is only 3 weeks away. There's still time for me to learn to pronounce some of the valleys and maybe mountains in the area, right? The Fraser Valley and the as opposed to the Fraser apartment building, which doesn't exist and has a view of the Space Needle.
Yeah.
So that's different. So while I'm practicing that, we'll acknowledge that there's a lot going on the weekend of GeoWoodstock. Can you talk us through everything we should be planning for and maybe a chronological order? So let's start like now, and then we'll do all 3 weeks. Oh, wait, that might be too much.
2.5 weeks.
I think now is the time to realize that you don't just want to come up here for a Saturday GeoWoodstock and get the heck out. Like that would be, I think, the number one thing if you're thinking about now, what am I going to do? If you're VIP, if you've registered as VIP, and the registration for VIP is actually closed now, but if you're registered for VIP, the maze will be open on Thursday before GeoWoodstock for VIPs only, and then on Friday we have the GeoWoodstock registration event, and we encourage everybody who's got a paid registration to come on Friday. That way it'll kind of alleviate some of the rush and make things a little easier on Saturday. You'll have the opportunity to enjoy the event without having to try and figure out registration and get your package and stuff like that. So that's on Friday, and everybody's also welcome to go to the maze on Friday. It's co-located with GeoWoodstock, so it's in a building kind of just right close by.
Ooh! I have a question.
Yes.
What time is the registration event on Friday?
So we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go through that. I'm sorry.
You know what?
I'm giving you the high level overview first.
I'll read the show notes later.
It's all in the show notes. I put a lot of time in the show notes this week. Let's use them.
There are notes.
So Friday's the registration, but there's also lots going on Friday. There's a whole bunch of different events and things like that. So keep an eye open for on the geocaching.com sort of listings for the different events and things that are taking place. So there's a number of events throughout the day on Friday. The registration itself is a community celebration event. So people are, even if you're not a paid registrant, you're still welcome to come and be part of the activities for the community, and go and visit the maze, of course. Also, Saturday is the main GeoWoodstock event, and that starts at 10. But we encourage people to be there a little earlier than that, to kind of get on the grounds and kind of get your feet, get your head into the space and figure out where things are happening, because there are actual things happening starting at that time, and we'll get into that a little bit later. And then after GeoWoodstock is done, we have a Midnight Madness event, which is another event a little later on in the evening. And there's all kinds of fun and games and things happening then. On Sunday is a great opportunity to explore the Fraser Valley. But we also have a really cool thing happening on Sunday. I didn't look enough through the show notes. Hopefully I'm not stealing anything that's going to be coming up later.
Well, you're stealing all the things, but that's okay.
Sunday evening, a high level here. Sunday evening, we have a special dinner with the Sumas First Nation. It's a First Nation dinner, and it's going to be a really interesting and fun evening. But you have to have a ticket for it. It is not a free thing. You have to buy a ticket, and they're available on the geowoodstock.com website. And then there's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of places to visit. Abbotsford and the Fraser Valley has just got lots going on. It's a beautiful place to be in the summertime and to explore. There's lots of cool history and things to do and places to explore for geocaching. From a geocaching point of view, lots of adventure labs, stuff like that. So yeah, stick around for a bit before you head back down to Seattle.
So there's just a couple of things happening here and there over the weekend. Not a ton. I mean, you know, big event Saturday and a dinner Sunday and maybe a couple of things. But Friday, Friday sounds really busy.
Intriguing.
It sounds like there's a ton of opportunities for all kinds of great things. And in fact, maybe some items in there with different icons and people. Well, I think there's at least 2 people I've heard of that might be interested in an icon run that day. So I think that's a good plan. Let me know if it is or isn't. And if they are, where should they start their Friday to get all 42 icons in one day?
Probably at Timmy's with a coffee.
Oh, of course. That goes without saying.
Actually, I'd say Old Hand Coffee in Abbotsford. Like let's not plug.
Yeah. Old Hand Coffee is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Once you have got your coffee, come and attend the CETO. They're starting out with the CETO. I believe it's at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. 9 o'clock. CETO Woodstock starts at 9 o'clock. And it's started the meeting point, and the instructions will be given at the Abbotsford Exhibition Park at the same place everything else is. That's kind of like our hub. And then registration opens at 10 a.m. That is a place where even if you aren't picking up a registration packet, you can still come in, and there'll be an optional logbook there. There'll be a locationless banner if you want to get your locationless cache icon that day. And then you go through the registration process. If you did register, pick up your package. There'll be 2 streams, one for VIPs and one for regulars. So we can, when you arrive, you'll get a piece of paper with of confirming what you registered for. So you come in and say, hey, I'm Wits End. We'll say, okay, here's your piece of paper. And it will list everything in your package. And you're going to go through, if you're a VIP, you'll go left. If you're not, you'll go right, or vice versa. And then you will go through like an assembly line, and you'll get your shirt and it'll be marked off. You'll get your pin, you'll be marked off. And so it kind of spreads out the whole crowd.
But that's all one icon. So what's the next icon?
That's all one icon. It says Helen to explain how registration will work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, somebody read the show notes.
You're my favorite because you read the note.
So yeah, it's an assembly line. So you're going to go to like 27 different tables and say hi and meet people that are volunteering, and meet locals from BC and people from around the world that are helping out at registration. And you're going to get your package contents by going through that process. And then at the end, the last thing you get your name tag for your pouch that you're going to wear. And then you can go off and visit the tourist information booths. We're going to have tourism booths there at registration. So if you're new to the area, you can go pick up information about local geotours and speak to Tourism Mission and Tourism Abbotsford. And Richmond's going to have people there, so you can go, get information from them. And then you would head out into the community and go geocaching. And find as many icons as you can.
Or you might want to go to the maze.
The maze, yes, hit up the maze. So you can, by 10:30 in the morning, you could have easily got the location list, the maze, the CETO, and the community celebration event, just right in one spot. Then later on in the day, in the early evening, there's a milestone celebration event at 7 p.m. So that's where you can come and, talk about. Oh,
that was supposed to be.
That was supposed to be Jay. Oh, well.
Normally it's my job to take the podcast off the rails. So this is really entertaining for me to watch everybody else destroy it.
Sorry.
Welcome to my world, Land Monkey.
That's your day. It would finish with the celebration of the milestone celebration event.
So I think the really helpful thing here as well for people is to have a sense in their head of how the registration is going to work, because a lot of people have paid in advance for registration packages, and we're very, very thankful for everybody who has done that.
Yeah.
But it's the understanding of like, okay, I know where to go. What do I do? And I think, Helen, you've done a pretty good job of explaining that. So I think that's where we wanted to start from, is have people understand Friday, show up in the morning, and this is how you get your way through. And as was mentioned earlier, like, it's going to be a great day for doing an icon run if that's a consideration, if that's something you want to do. But we really want to make sure that people are able to truly enjoy their day exploring Abbotsford. There's so many great places to see, great food and beverage all over the place. So again, to recap, if you want to find some sort of sweet spot combination of an icon run plus really enjoying the community, Friday's your day. 9 a.m. CETO Woodstock registration, the community celebration event, icon type number 2, opens at 10 a.m. The GPS Adventure Maze also opens at 10 a.m. The GC8 Frog is going to be available. So right there, you've got 4 event-related icons. As Helen said, in the evening, 7 p.m. to 7:30, we're going to have a milestone celebration, a traditional event. So that's now 5 event-related icons on Friday. And, then get out, explore the community. There's tons of traditionals, multis, letterboxes, where I goes, mysteries, adventure labs, virtuals, and earth caches. Right there, you can get up to 12 icons just like that.
Yeah. And I like, I have a soft spot for newbies, just FYI. And I see a comment here, noob here, what are the icons? And that's just it that they talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Every different cache type that you find, earn, log has an icon, a separate icon in your logs, in your stats. So
Yeah, so that's like if you find a traditional cache, you get an icon that's shaped like the little green thing. You get a mystery cache and or all the different types, an event cache and so on. So you may have many of these icons already. Some of them will be pretty unique though. But the idea is that you get a whole bunch in one day, which is kind of
and some of, like you said, some of those icons, they don't come around very often.
Yeah.
So this is a chance to get some rather rare icons.
Yeah.
About registration, just a tip to people is if you paid for VIP, you're going to get a dry bag, which you can put everything in. If you did not pay for VIP, we are not giving out bags. So we're
Not
doing
even
our
wet
best to do-
not even wet bags.
No. So most geocachers travel with a bag. You got a backpack, you've got something. And so we're not adding another bag. And so just, if you think you're going to leave your bag in the car, maybe bring it with you so you've got something to pop everything in.
Helen, that's a really good point, because one of the things we've really tried to do, and we're partnering with geocaching.com for their event in Seattle the week after. But so obviously, the bookend events, but one of the other things we're partnering with them in is trying to be as sustainable as possible with huge events. And it's a challenge. Absolutely, it's a challenge. But to Helen's point, we're limiting we're not giving out paper bags or plastic bags. It's the bag that comes with the registration, or please plan ahead and bring your own day pack. The other thing is we're going to, it's the middle of summer. We're going to have water on site for people to drink, not like a trough. Like there's actually water stations available.
That works.
I thought it was a trough.
A garden hose.
I'm not
It's a salt lick though, right? Don't we have a salt lick?
So,
I
but
thought that was just for the VIPs.
But we would really appreciate if people didn't. We'd really appreciate if people brought water bottles, like reusable water bottles, so you can fill your water bottle as many times as you want through the day. We don't want to be having like paper cups crunched up and thrown on the ground, or thrown in the rubbish. It's still wasteful. So we're really trying to be sustainable. So we'd really appreciate if you think ahead, bring a day pack, bring some snacks, because you'll probably want them throughout that day, and definitely bring a reusable water bottle.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, a couple of questions.
Yes.
Dormore asks, any chance of volunteers can visit the maze on Thursday so we don't have to plan for a long wait at the maze lineup Friday or Saturday?
If you're VIP, I don't know what level, but what we're doing is it's almost like Disneyland and fast passes. is if you're VIP, there's going to be a separate queue for the maze. So we'll be thinning out the crowd. And we're hoping actually that a lot of VIPs go through on Thursday. So that will take the pressure off Friday and Saturday.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah.
It will be open long enough that there's enough hours on the maze and kind of spread with the VIPs happening first, or as many as we can, that we're hoping that we're not going to have massive sort of rushes on the maze.
Yeah,
and that we will be able to have it kind of spread out a little bit.
We've never seen that in all the mazes we've been to. I've never seen a 2-hour wait ever. No, they usually move pretty quickly.
Nice.
And there'll be, what is there to do? There'll be stuff to do in the maze queue. There'll be stuff.
Yeah, I think we'll.
Limax asks, is there going to be a Signal the Frog banner at the registration event?
Yes, that's
Okay,
the
so
location.
there's your location. Let's submit. Yep.
Yep. There's going to be 2 actually. There's going to be one at the in the maze queue. So there's a little secret. Let the frog out of the bag there. There's going to be one in the maze queue, and there's going to be one over on Saturday. There'll be one in the main part, and it will be somewhere on Friday as well. So we're getting 2 locationless banners because we're a Giga event, not just one.
Right.
And we'll also have Signal the Frog on Saturday, but we'll get to all that stuff. And
We haven't touched Saturday yet. We're still on Friday.
Exactly. UDAC says that she learned to bring her own water bottle and food to mega events after GW14er. And
Good.
Thinking.
You guys did all plan on a 3-hour episode tonight, right?
Yeah, it feels like it already. It's smelling like a long one.
Okay.
So as we talked about the icon run and explained what an icon run is, and a great question for new camper, I can see you wouldn't know that.
Absolutely.
It's all questions are good questions. The answers may vary. So with those, with all that going on for a big icon run on Friday, you can wrap up a really busy Friday, go back to wherever you're sleeping, get some rest, and get ready for Saturday.
Now, Saturday starts off at like 3 a.m, right?
For some of us, it probably does.
For some of us, yeah.
It's the big day though. It's GeoWoodstock 18 that I don't remember the GC code for, but we've said it a million times over the past thing. And really, you just Google GeoWoodstock 18, you're going to find it. How exactly does Saturday roll out now? We're going to roll up at 3 a.m. No. What time do the donuts show up? That's what I want to know.
Well, the formal start time is 10 o'clock.
Okay.
But we really want people to be sort of on the grounds, ready for things to start at 10 o'clock. So you need to be there earlier. I would recommend trying to show up at 9 o'clock, start rolling in.
Even 9:30 is fine.
Even 9:30. But basically, you want to make sure that you're there and you're parked and you're on the grounds and ready to see things kick off at 10 o'clock in the morning. So one of the things as people approach the grounds, we have VIP parking in one area and then other regular parking in another area. And we also have accessible parking. So important to pay attention to the sign. There's going to be signage around there directing people for VIP parking and regular parking. So please pay attention to that as you come in and know which you are. We will be sending out by email to every single person that's registered as VIP. We'll be sending out a VIP parking pass and a VIP early access maze pass. So those that haven't yet registered and got a VIP tag will actually already have in their possession, as long as they printed it anyways, or you can show it on your phone, but we'll already have an actual VIP pass that allows you access to the VIP parking on Saturday only. That's the only day where we're splitting the parking up, and it allows you the Thursday access to the maze.
Yeah.
So anyway, what was the question? The question was something about Saturday.
Yeah. How does Saturday work? What's the schedule? Where do we go?
Yeah.
You mentioned what time to get there, but how do we start?
Yeah. So beginning is park in the right place, and then 10 o'clock. So
10 o'clock we start off sharp with the welcome by the mayor, by Sumas First Nation, and then we're going to have a keynote speaker. Brian Roth is going to be speaking, and then that's going to be quick, and then we'll be opening up the vendor area will be opened after the first main speakers, so that'll be about 10:15. And then we'll be having during the day there's going to be some speakers and entertainment on the main stage. One of the entertainers from noon will be Magic Man 65, Chris Yule, a comedy magician who we adore, and we are thrilled that he's going to be performing at GeoWoodstock. He will also be helping with keeping the queues entertained on Friday. So he does close-up magic for queues and for groups, which is, you're going to love it. Just love it.
Fantastic.
So we've got a few different speakers on the main stage. There's a lady, hey Chris, a lady speaking about accessible geocaching. I don't have her bio in front of me, but she's definitely one to that people should go listen to. She is a disabled geocacher. She's involved in disabled associations, pretty high up with them in BC, and she can speak to what a Terrain 1 geocache, what things like that from her perspective. So
that will be
end,
interesting.
Yeah. We'll go in a little more detail later in the show notes on some of the other things that we'll have for speakers and breakouts, but we'll be posting the detailed speaker agenda and a site map to the website very soon. We'll make sure that there's announcements that go out to let people know when those are available, because that was one of the things that I think we really wanted to make sure we did well, was help people understand when they arrive, what is happening, when is it happening, and where is it happening, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So again, just stay tuned. There'll be an announcement posting from the GC86 VDF website or event page, as well as, of course, all of that stuff on our socials. So
a couple of the key points I think on Saturday to keep in mind. So we do have a food service. The food service is only available for those that have paid silver level registration and up. So if you did not pay for silver level registration or higher, there is lots of food sort of available in the community, but you're going to need to go offsite or bring your own food. You're welcome to bring your own food, and there's going to be places to eat, but the actual food provided is only for those they'll have a meal ticket that will be provided in the registration time. And then a little later on in the day, there's going to be a group photo, and then some wrap up announcements about the follow on GeoWoodstocks and things like that, and some other special things, but that's going to be towards the end of the day, and we'll have the actual timings for all of that stuff and where to be, as Jay says, posted. And we'll have some of that up posted around the site too, so people can easily access that information.
Wow. I mean, it sounds fantastic. It sounds too good to be true. You guys have put a lot of work in, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure you're getting the same questions over and over and over again. Are there any of those questions you'd like to share and perhaps maybe even answer on the podcast tonight?
No, just share the questions. Let people know. No, please answer.
So one of the questions, is registration on Friday and early Maze access for VIPs only on Thursday. People wondering how we will know who's the VIPs, and how are we going to manage that. So as I said, we're going to email out all the VIPs a pass, so that for Thursday, registration won't have happened, so they'll need that pass to access the maze. And then after somebody has gone through registration, they'll actually have a VIP wristband, so they'll be able to use that for sort of, as Helen describes, the fast pass to the maze and things like that. So the maze access, and how do you access the VIP, and parking also, how do you access VIP perks before you've done the registration piece? You will have a pass we will be emailing a pass to everybody for that. That's one of the questions that's come up. Another one is food. People are asking about food on Friday, what's going to happen for dinner on the Saturday, things like that. And so there is no food service on Friday. And on Saturday, as I said, there's food for those that have already paid for it. Otherwise, you either bring your own or off-site. And then after GeoWoodstock is finished, the wrap-up is around 5.
Closes at 5.
So, and then Midnight Madness event starts at 8. So there's a few hours there that's time to go get some food, but we are not providing meal service there. There is food coming to Midnight Madness though.
It's more like nighttime snacks.
Yeah. And that's something you can get. You don't
It'll
need
be
to
quite a good sized portion though.
Yeah.
actually.
But you don't need to pre-purchase that. You can buy that at the site.
Does it say on the event what the food is for Midnight Madness, or is that a surprise?
I think that's still being finalized.
Okay,
Right.
I won't say them what it is, but
Okay, I've
Yeah.
paid them. It's not-
Okay, I was waiting to hear from Krista. Maybe I'm out of the loop on that.
there's enough food being served at the Midnight Madness that if you decide to go caching between the two events, you will be able to have a late dinner. But once we get it posted on the Midnight Madness, then we'll make sure and share it as an announcement to check and see that we've made some updates. But there will be a decent amount of food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked earlier if there were going to be food trucks at any of the events.
Only the lunch event, and it's only the lunch caterer that we've hired to
Right.
feed everybody
Okay. And
from
then
silver level and up. So if
Midnight Madness is a food truck. too.
Midnight Madness is a food truck. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
food truck for Midnight Madness as well.
Yeah.
But for GeoWoodstock, if you'll need to bring your lunch or go off site if you didn't pay silver level or higher.
So guys, if you've already paid for it and you know who the food truck is, like, feel free to share it. I just didn't know.
Oh, it's
finalized.
sure. It's what's his name? Big Red
Big red
Poutine.
poutine. Big red poutine.
Yeah.
So,
So
the
it's a
poutine
poutine truck.
options, nice.
And it's a vegetarian or vegan gravy. So
Well, that's an option.
that's gravy. But if you have poutine with cheese curds and gravy, then you're
The vegan one or
vegetarian
I
gravy.
think it's a beef gravy, but the vegetarian gravy is an option. Is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have the option of the type, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So there is a vegan.
There's something for
vegetarian option.
everybody.
There you
There's
go.
something for everyone.
Perfect.
I don't think it's vegan. I think it's vegetarian, because the cheese is also there's cheese on poutine, right?
It's real cheese.
Yeah. It's cheese made from animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poutine. If you're as Brian's saying, if you're from Quebec, poutine. It's basically, yeah, look it up. It's yummy. French fries with cheese and gravy and yum.
Mm-hmm.
Usually other toppings, yeah, depending. I'm sure
Depending
that they'll have variety.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The parking is something we get asked quite a bit about. The VIP parking is only for Saturday. So on Thursday and Friday, parking is a free for all. VIP
What
parking
about the
Midnight
VIP
Madness? No,
Midnight Madness? Okay.
no, just GeoWoodstock.
Yeah.
But all the lots, we've got 3 parking lots, they'll all be available
Yeah.
to everybody for.
There's tons of parking. It's just
Yeah.
depending on when you get there, you may have to walk a little bit further.
Yeah,
All
there's
the more
lots-
reason to be
lots
there
of
early.
That's right.
This is the local exhibition park that hosts, tens of thousands of people. In fact, I think their things is in a couple of weeks. It's before ours.
Yeah.
It's huge. There's lots and lots of parking.
Yeah, it's over
Nice.
the weekend. Yeah.
Just Carlo asked, will a kids zone be set up for Friday or just Saturday?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday. And something about the kids zone, it's not going to be a place where you can drop your kids off. It's parental supervision. So it's not
It's not a babysitting
not a
service.
babysitting service.
Oh,
Good
oops.
point.
Now I have to change my plans.
And
What's that? What are you doing?
all of our events are alcohol free. We're not serving any alcohol. There's no beer gardens anywhere.
Okay.
There's no liquor. There's nothing being served or sold. There might be. There's one vendor who's inquiring about maybe doing a tasting, and so we're just checking to see if we can do that. We're going to check with the city and with our insurance. So there might be some tasting from a local brewery, but that would be the extent of it.
Yeah. That said, there's if that's what you're craving on Friday or Saturday between the events, there's a ton of great local breweries.
Says Chris as he drinks a beer.
But all over the place in Abbotsford, we've got a ton of great local breweries. So
Yeah, there is. It's a hotbed for brewing.
Yeah.
And even some winemaking, actually. There's some good wineries even in Fraser Valley
And cider.
and cider.
I was going to say any cideries. Yeah.
yeah, Fraser Valley cider is a bit of a drive from the event, but there's other cideries.
I find it kind of dry.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered parking and the main events and, of course, food, which is the key to my heart. But you hinted at some speakers. You mentioned Brian Roth with the keynote. I want to hear more about some speakers. Who else is going to be speaking throughout the day? Is it just Saturday that we have speakers, or tell me about that?
The main ones that come to mind is Pear Rabbit from Regina is going to be talking about some building and hiding custom
Creative.
caches and some really creative hides. And then actually we found one of his in Regina, and it was we were driving and I looked at my phone. It's like, oh my gosh, it's a cache nearby with 93 favorite points. It's like 120 meters. I said to my daughter-in-law, turn right quick. It was really cool. And it happened to be a Pear Rabbit cache, and it was a lot of fun. So he's going to be speaking. I'm not sure whether the speaker tent or the main stage. I think the main stage. I think he's on the main stage. I will confirm that with Jay, who's still planning speakers. No, he's in the speaker tent. Okay, he's in the speaker tent.
It's a secret.
And then Chris Yule will be performing on the main stage at lunchtime, so noon to 1. So you can go grab your lunch and go watch Magic Show. There'll be there's a grassy area. It's like half grass and half gravel. So if you happen to have a picnic blanket or something in your vehicle and the grass is dry, you're welcome to throw that out and enjoy your lunch, have a little picnic. What other speakers are there, Jay? Is there any I should be?
So we've got a few other. Yeah, we got a few other things going on. We've got 2 panels.
Tweeter or woofer? No.
Yeah. We've got 2 panels. So we'll have shortly after Chris Yule performs his Magic Show, we'll have the influencers panel. So we're going to have Caching in the Northwest and Podcacher and Cache Canada and Cache the Line, and they'll all be on the stage to answer your questions about vlogging and podcasting and such. It'll be fun. That's gonna be a lot. That's always a fun session. We're also going to have Adventure Smart. They're going to be on site all day Saturday with their own tent and probably handing out some cool Adventure Smart swag. But they'll also be doing in the afternoon their Survive Outside session, which if you haven't had the opportunity to sit through one of those, that's pretty cool. Lots of really good advice. You've heard us talk about Adventure Smart a few times on the podcast, but that's definitely also going on. And then one more panel that we're going to be doing, which is a staple and a mandatory for GeoWoodstock, and that's the reviewers panel, where you get to throw out all your worst, most terrible questions that are burning inside you of, why won't you publish my cache? I'm sure they love that question. But
Yes,
anyway,
they do.
You rarely hear it.
Yeah.
but no, come with good questions, come with an open mind, and learn a little bit from the reviewers. We're going to have a great panel of reviewers. So those are definitely a number of the things we're going to have. And then, Chris, there's even more coming up after that.
Yeah, well, there's after that, we're going to have another staple of GeoWoodstocks is towards the closing ceremonies, the GeoWoodstock elders, those that have sort of alumni, the ones that started, have been around some of the GeoWoodstock since near the very beginning.
There'll be alumni next year.
That's right. Oh, I can't. Alumni, please. Let me get this over with and be alumni. So there will be GeoWoodstock alumni, hosts of previous GeoWoodstocks will be there. They will be the ones doing announcements around the next GeoWoodstock, and then we're going to have the group group photograph as well, and we're going to have some door prizes, including some fairly decent door prizes, and the door prizes, however, you must be there to win. We will just keep going until somebody is there. So hopefully that entices people to come back, but hopefully people want to come back, because the closing ceremonies and the closing sort of the presentations, they don't take an awful lot of time, but they're significant, and it's really it's a good part of the event, and it's worth being there for. And then of course the group picture, you really want to be in the picture of, if we could have all like 6,000-7,000 people there at once, it would be just awesome. But
we want those 2 pixels to be represented.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Limax doesn't think he'll have room in the car for a door. Door prize. Especially if it's a big door prize.
It'll be a little fairy door that you can attach to the base of a tree.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, let's see. So we have so many speakers going on.
It's like surround sound.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're there. Is there anything else going on Saturday, or is that pretty much covered all?
No,
That's it?
there's
No,
more.
there's more.
There's more.
Oh, there's more.
There's the kids area. So there's where kids can go do activities, and Kathy Martinez is leading that up. There'll be a VIP tent, and that's an area. It's like a lounge, VIP lounge, and there'll be some afternoon snacks, things like that there for VIPs. And another water station, I believe, is getting set up in the VIP area, so there'll be water in a couple of places. There'll be the influencers tent where you can go visit with your favorite geo celebrities. And there'll be an area for trackables, a massive area. Jackie Vaughn is helping us with that this year. An amazing volunteer who's hosted helped host previous events and at least one GeoWoodstock under her belt. So what she said, not that long ago, she said, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And I'm like, oh, girlfriend, yes.
That's
Music to my ears.
Yes. So it's like she's looking after the trackables area.
So if you are bringing trackables that you'd like to see travel off to somewhere,
Bring them
or something,
Saturday.
bring them on Saturday. But
Saturday.
also if they've got missions, like have a look at the trackables. I know a lot of people just grab trackables and throw them somewhere, but have a look at the missions of the trackables.
Yeah.
Because if you got some that, oh, this trackable wants to go to Germany or something like that, it's an opportune time to put it, because what'll happen is they'll divvy them up into these different places that they're headed.
Yeah.
And then other people, like let's say there's somebody from Germany, that person can go to one of the buckets of trackables that are going to Germany, and they can collect a few, and then they can bring them on their way. So it's
There'll
a
be
really good
ticket
way.
system.
Yeah, so it's a really good way to kind of get things going in the right place. So if you understand, if you know what the missions are of various trackables, it really helps out for the trackable tent.
Yeah, if there's also going to be an Instagram playground. And I'm going to come back to the trackables because I've got some tips I'd like to share. But the Instagram playground is some backdrop, almost like the green screen behind Jay. So picture that. But it's been hand painted and hand drawn and hand painted by a group of local geocachers. There's a couple led up by Jess Carlo. And thank you so much. It's just been a phenomenal volunteer. And I saw some new art today. But there's been a painting party. And so there's these huge backdrops, and we're going to have some props so you can pose with them and look like you are in the scene. And it's BC. It's the Explore, Discover, Connect theme. So I won't say any more, but just come on and make sure and check out. There's 2 Instagram playground scenes, and it would be great to have tons of pictures of those posted.
Very cool.
For the trackables, if you have trackables at home that you are planning to bring to GeoWoodstock, before you come, if you can go and print out their sheet that says what they want to do or where they want to go, put them in a zipper bag, make sure if they're, make sure in good condition, and have them ready so that when you don't just arrive with a trackable on a string and say, I don't know where it wants to go, because that just creates more work for the volunteers or for you when you come there and want to drop it off. So yeah, if print out the info sheet for any trackables you're bringing beforehand. That would be really good.
And there's also Adventure Labs.
And there's Adventure Labs. The Adventure Labs are in the community. I don't believe there's any right.
I think we're going to try and set up at night.
We've got some cool ideas. We
got some ideas. Yeah,
but there's lots in the community, and there's one that it's on our nice.
We got 3 weeks. There's a whole lot of bags of time to set one, do all these things we've still got.
Yeah,
ideas
really.
for.
Make a list of what we need to get done. Good job. Yeah, so that's some of the other things that we'll be there to do.
All right, and speaking of trackables, I'm just going to throw this out there, talk about a long shot. I launched my very first trackable geocoin back in 2004.
Wow.
It hasn't been logged since 2007, but if somebody knows where it is and can bring it to the event, you'll have my undying gratitude. I would love to see it move along again or come home to rest, whatever. But
That would be cool.
yeah, I doubt that's going to happen. But boy, we've talked about icon runs on Friday. We're really busy there, all kinds of cool events. And Saturday, I'm tired already just hearing everything that's going on. I'm glad that all I'm going to do is just show up, sit in the Caching in the Northwest booth, and let you all just run around the world because I ain't doing all that stuff. But that brings us to the end of the day. There's closing ceremonies at roughly 4 or 5 p.m., right? That's what I understand. And that's it, right? We all go home and we say thank you very much and have a good day, and we'll see you next year.
No.
Oh, there's more?
Wait, there's more.
Okay. Now how much would you pay?
Before you get going into that, though, we've got a question from Limax that he called in.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did he call 253-693-TFTC?
How did you know? Of course he did. And I was just
Wow.
curious. I didn't know if it worked anymore, but suddenly here it is. We got a call in. So let's listen to Limax.
Perfect.
Good day, gentlemen. This is Limax. I have a question for your show with the GeoWoodstock organizers. I do not know if I'm going to be able to attend live or not, so I'm curious about this. Between the time that GeoWoodstock ends and Midnight Madness begins, I think there's like a couple of hours in there or so. Is there going to be dinner available on site, or do we have to leave and go someplace to find dinner and then come back for Midnight Madness? Hopefully straightforward question. Thanks a lot. Bye.
It's a great question. It is a straightforward question. I think we've addressed it once or twice already, but let's recap it. And the venue we are at does not have its own food services, so there are no food services available at the event. We have brought, by our own special planning, the lunch food for the folks who have paid at the silver level and up for the lunch. But then once GeoWoodstock ends, they're going to be cleaning up and heading out. And as we said, there is going to be a Putin truck at Midnight Madness. So if you can wait that long, there will be food at Midnight Madness you can purchase. But otherwise, we'd encourage you to get out and check out one of the many diverse and amazing restaurants and other food services available in the Abbotsford area.
I guess one of the things that we haven't really specifically said, which I think is important, and that is that the Abbotsford Exhibition Grounds, where the event's being held, is not way out in the boonies. It's in the community of Abbotsford. It's a fairly large space on its own, but it is very close to all kinds of services. So a very short drive. You probably wouldn't want to be walking to restaurants, but a very short drive to quite a few. Some GeoWoodstocks in the past have been kind of like a number of miles outside of town and out in the sticks, and other ones have been within pretty close distance to local food services, and this is definitely one of those. It's not it's not out in the boonies, so there's food around.
Yeah, good point.
Fantastic. So I think we're closing in, right? Explain to us quickly. We've gone pretty long tonight, but explain to us quickly Midnight Madness and then what's going on Sunday.
Midnight Madness, I just want to see, I see Rory has a question. Midnight Madness is when you can do coin trading. If you want to do coin trading during the day on Saturday in the seating area, that's totally cool too. But Midnight Madness is definitely when, after GeoWoodstock, there's always trading, path tag trading, pin trading, coin trading, trackable trading. So Saturday at Midnight Madness is the best time for that. It's a very common activity. And there'll be all sorts of games and films and fun and music till midnight. And a lot of Canadian themed stuff that we're the team that's putting together Midnight Madness is looking into. So they've got a lot of stuff.
On the site layouts, there's an area kind of set aside for people to sort of sit down, relax, and do trading coins and showing coin, like discovering coins and things like that. So it's definitely there.
Nice.
It's built into Midnight Madness.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. And Sunday evening.
Sunday's done. Sunday after Saturday is nothing else, right?
Well, you might be tired, but you don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Exactly. So, as we said, there's going to be plenty to do in Abbotsford on Sunday. So don't head south too soon. You've got all the following week to explore the U.S. and do the triad and all those things you want to do in Washington State. You got a whole week to do them. So don't rush, because Sunday evening from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., the Sumas First Nation is hosting a longhouse dinner in Abbotsford. Tickets are still available for a limited time for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just go to geowoodstock.com. You can get your tickets. But I really would encourage people to take a look at it and consider if it's something you can make work in your schedule and so forth, because it's it's going to be remarkable. I'm so excited that the Sumas Nation has been willing to work with us on so many aspects of the event, but in particular to do this, because this was actually suggested by them that they could do this, and we're just so excited.
Wow.
So that one of the things I think that is a really good point. That there's a little tiny thing that Jay said that I think is worth emphasizing, and that is a once in a lifetime experience. So it's not just go and get dinner. There's an evening sort of entertainment, including some dancing and like First Nation dancing, and also is there some carving and stuff?
So there is going to be a live carving demonstration. It's either going to be a house pole or a canoe. It depends what project he's working on at that point in time. Yeah, so you will actually be able to see during dinner. We're going to have stories of the Sumas Nation told to us by some of the elders, which is going to be a remarkable opportunity to experience that. And afterwards, there'll be craft tables if you want to purchase something to take home.
Nice.
So it's a really neat cultural experience, and I would encourage anybody that's even the slightest bit kind of interested about the culture and the history of the area to get engaged and take the time to go and be part of this with us. We got a good crowd starting to build on this one. But we do still have seats available, and there, as Jay says, you can go to geowoodstock.com and you can buy tickets there. But it's going to be a really neat evening.
We have covered so much tonight, so much information. It's going to be an incredible weekend. As you can see, my hat is off to all of you working so hard. I mean, I'm thrilled that you guys had an extra 2 years to get all this together. I'm sorry that you had to drag it out an extra 2 years, but be that as it may, you're not going to want to miss GeoWoodstock 18 next month in Abbotsford, BC. How do we recap this episode? How do we bring all this together and land the plane?
I think the
You
best
just
way
show up.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
go to geowoodstock.com. Like, the information is there for sure. And what I'm going to be doing is over the next several days, I am going to be a busy beaver, making sure that all of this content is current, is in a nice readable format. So there's stuff up there that's been up there for a while. It needs to get refreshed. It needs to get reformatted. It needs to be better. I acknowledge that, and that's my project. I'm going to be working on that. So, and then once it's all ready, we'll send out an announcement to let you know that I've done my work.
You guys have already done a lot of work, and well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you guys for being on here tonight. Thank you, Chris and Helen, and thank you, Land Monkey, for being a guest.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Absolutely. And of course, it's the moment we like to enjoy thanking our corporate level Denali sponsors, Land Sharks, of course. Thank you very much for your support. And there's our swimming magical sharks. And our other corporate Denali level sponsor, well, that's Gold Country Geotourism. So Land Sharks with the Z.ca. I'm going to mess with the guys by changing the icons here. Land Sharks with the Z.ca is the outdoor caching store. Check them out online and check them out at GeoWoodstock 18. You'll be able to buy all kinds of stuff there, including you'll be able to buy my book there. So there you go.
That's great.
Yes.
And for absolutely amazing, memorable geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com. And of course, we want to thank all our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Land Sharks with a Z, Gold Country Geo Tour, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cashly, the geocaching app. Folks, if you want to know more about supporting this show, click that Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website.
Just like Camp Clan did.
And Tick Magnet.
And Terrible Lunch by Great Geocacher, Gas Station Tuna.
Segeho.
Broncos fan for life.
Subway Mark.
The Geo Travelers.
Skyhawker.
Green Words.
Wet Coaster.
Team Noltex.
3 Hams and a Rose.
Ari. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On a boat.
Genies.
Kennel Barb.
UDEC.
Seebeck Tribe.
Just finding our way.
CRS 98.
World Crocono Champion Dora Moore.
I'm going to have to look that up. There's some things in the chat going on here. Peach of Washington.
U talks to rocks.
Loving his Insta account. It's Sprouter.
Korsgat.
Flagman.
GSM ×2.
And Teus.
LG 9000.
Alarobric.
Mnerv. Got an event
GeoNav Pro. Oh, sorry. I stepped on you.
Oh,
Go ahead and say it
sorry.
again.
Mnerv's got an event coming up this weekend at Green Mountain. But
Oh.
sorry.
Sounds like fun.
Go.
GeoNav Pro.
Wino Seattle.
Logwork.
Donners.
J-Car. Do I still have to say new? Right.
Well, maybe.
New.
Go ahead and
J-Car.
say it. Okay. The new and improved J-Car. How about MC3 Cats?
Trexzer.
Kev MacD.
Keats 94.
He called 253-693-TFTC. That would be Limax.
Ooh.
And did not call 253-693 TFTC, but still love you. Fairwood West.
And Kitty Quest might call in.
Might. Acrodoc could call it too.
Kid Vegas 19.
B Pendragon.
Boomer 365.
Well, there goes our audio for the rest of the podcast. That's going to throw it off.
That's
Well,
how
you know,
Well done.
you got to go big or go home, and I'm already home, so I had to go big.
So you went big.
Yeah. Oh man, what an incredible event this sounds like it's going to be. We thank you. Like I said, my hat's off to you guys. You've worked so hard.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to seeing you in person next month at GeoWoodstock 18.
Yay.
Yay.
If people want to reach out and get in touch with you for more information, or just to say job well done, or, you know, say, hey, I really want to volunteer and I haven't signed up yet, how do you want them to get in touch with you?
Oh my gosh. If they want to, okay.
Anything
GeoWoodstock
GeoWoodstock
18.
related, go to
GeoWoodstock18
But sign up for volunteers, all that kind of stuff. Go to the GeoWoodstock website,
GeoWoodstock.com
geowoodstock.com, and there's links for volunteering and all that kind of stuff there. And then want to get hold of us.
I think we need like 25% more positions filled for volunteering. And the cutoff is, I think it's tomorrow for t-shirts, because we have to get the t-shirt order in.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking of signing up to volunteer, please go to geowoodstock.com, find the link to the volunteers, and sign up soon. All you have to do is 4 hours and you get a t-shirt. There's prizes for different levels of volunteering. So
So in case people, we don't know when they're going to listen or watch this. So that by
Yeah,
tomorrow,
true.
we mean
No.
July 22nd.
I'm
Yeah.
talking to all the people in the chat.
Yeah. So, but
To all
important
those
point.
listening, go there now and
Yeah.
reserve and volunteer.
And you can still volunteer after July 22nd. You just, sorry, but you'll miss the cutoff for getting a volunteer t-shirt. But we would still appreciate anybody who can volunteer.
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
totally.
Nice. Folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. But I don't think we can get much better than this. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in an audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fantastic, fabulous 5-star review. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC. You know, Limax did that. And leave us a comment, ask us a question, or you know what? Help us out the day of the event and volunteer. You can do that any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and even livelier chat. This show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2022 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, it's time for
The after show. Breathe, Chris. Breathe. While you're catching your breath, I'm going to apologize to UDAC and GSM times 2 because apparently I owe them new earbuds and headphones.
And by the way, it's the same old J car.
Okay.
It's not new and improved.
Okay.
Too funny.
Let's see. I
a couple of
think-
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple, but I only see one.
Oh.
Keats 94 is intending to make it GeoWoodstock his 15,000th find.
Great
Is
job.
that
I
all?
could
Is that
I
all?
could join you. If anybody wants to help me find 13,000 plus caches between now and then, I could join Keats and do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. That's a lot of caches.
That's a lot of caches.
And
That's like
So make sure you-
800 years at my rate.
yeah, so Keith, you want to make sure you go to the event on Friday
At 7 p.m.
at 7 p.m., which is the
Right.
sort of milestones of all kinds of events. And although you wouldn't have quite got to 15,000, you can certainly celebrate the fact that you're going to the next morning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice. I heard he was going to parachute in for this one. So I'm just saying.
I'm going to jump out of a plane too, but I can't afford a parachute. So it'll be quite the impact.
Oh, you'll make an
It
impact.
was pretty
Artie.
memorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Lang says that's only a couple days of power trails.
Sure. No.
Yeah.
Why
How
not?
hard could it be?
The logging them is the hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the waiting was the hardest part.
It can be.
The way 18.
You
Yeah.
seem like you're being very petty there, though.
Yeah, I know.
Look
Hey,
at
5
this.
stars from Brad. Yeah,
We
look
got
at
a
that.
5-star review right here.
All right.
It was free, fast, fabulous, and fantastic.
That's a good start. Now let's just have them on iTunes. Oh, that's awesome. And I saw much earlier that Three Hams and a Rose is also planning to have a milestone for GeoWoodstock. I would bet a lot of people perhaps are. I know Cincinnati, GeoWoodstock in Cincinnati was a milestone for Laura and I. We planned it that way, so that's pretty cool. Congrats to all those who are working.
There you go. He didn't FTAS it.
Ah,
So you know what? I'm taking it away. He doesn't get to see it. You don't get to show it. You didn't mark it FTAS, so I'm sorry.
too fun.
There's other kinds of the milestone event. People will be celebrating other kinds too, like anniversaries and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, birthdays.
We can hold up a sign that says hosted Geo Woodstock.
No, we can't. Not until after
No,
Saturday.
too early.
Yeah.
Too early. Yeah.
Oh, the next day. Yeah. Can't be like Keats. We'll be like a day early.
We'll hold up a sign that'll say about to host GeoWoodstock.
About to host Geo Woodstock. There you go.
Well, whatever find number the event is for me, Limax could tell me something really creative and unusual about it.
Yeah. Ours is
My
gonna
max
be
is
some-
my
Or it
milestone.
could be whatever number we're on
whatever
too.
number
Yeah.
we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brylang's only about 350 away to 19,000.
Bitter batter.
And BC Rockcrawler is 480 away from 12,000.
Oh, that's not bad, Rory. Just go go on a little run for a bit. Find a power trail up in Nanaimo, and
He's probably done them.
I'm sure.
There were a bunch of people that said thank you. So I just want to, on the audience behalf, say thank you to Chris, Helen, and Jay for putting all this together.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
very welcome.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome.
There's yet to be seen how well we did.
Yeah,
We got a lot of stuff in the works. You got to get there in the little half baked things.
that's right. Come thank us at Midnight Madness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be there.
So there you go.
that's right.
Yeah. Well, if people are
And
supremely impressed, and I know they will be, they can credit the fact that you had 2 extra years to plan it. If they don't like it, they can just blame COVID for screwing up all the deadlines and messing
That's
up
right.
everything.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it made it any easier.
No.
It's been an adventure at some
We've
point.
had a lot of the amazing things you're going to see. We may have been the leaders of this, but we've had a tremendous team of volunteers working with us, getting things ready. There's been people behind the scenes that have put in days and days and weeks of time helping us to get this together.
Mhm.
And you know that it has to be that way, because there's no way the three of us could have done everything you're going to see by ourselves. There's no way. We've had some talent people that have given up, part of their lives alongside us to get things coming along as amazing as they are, like Carlo with the Instagram playgrounds, and Brad has taken on things, and Krista has taken on things, and Fiona's taken on things. Like there's so many people.
There's a long list.
They are working their asses off alongside us, and we really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Well said.
You can't do this single-handedly, that's for sure.
No.
And what blows me away actually is you're working with somebody and then they send an email and say, oh, my, so and so's in my family member's in the hospital, or we just had a death in the family.
Right.
So I'll be I'll be offline for a couple of days, and then they're back at it again. It's like, holy smokes, I had no idea that it's the dedication and the time these people are putting in, even in some cases with some pretty significant other draws, and so it's pretty incredible.
And the people that are offering, they're like, well, I took this on to do and I've got it done. Now would you like me to do this? And we're like, yes, please. And oh my gosh, just Joey with tents. Oh my goodness, she's been a rock star.
You saying she's intense?
She's intense.
You will be.
Yeah.
More intense now than she was.
She has new skills I don't think she knew she had when it came to persuasive skills. Wow.
She's listening tonight. She's just Carlo says, I gotta say, I'm glad GeoWoodstock is happening this year. I might not have known about it back in 2020. We only started caching last year.
Wow.
And
typically it's a yearly event.
That's what I would say to anybody that's going to start geocaching in like September of this year and beyond. You should just come here now.
Yeah.
You're really going to be.
I know that's probably not a large part of your audience, but
yeah, it's just that if they start and this is their first event, everything else is going to be downhill and seem, seems small and petty.
It's great.
So.
I mean, we named a few of the folks who have definitely been key helpers, but there's so many, and we're going to try and make sure we've got a reasonably thorough list at Midnight Madness, so we can go through and thank as many as we can. But it definitely takes a village to raise a GeoWoodstock.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I think that's it for FATAS. Once again, thank you, Land Sharks. Thank you, Land Monkey, for putting all this together. And thank you for listening to Caching in the Northwest. Now, until next week, go out, hit a power trail so you can get those milestones while you're caching in the Northwest.